Soon after Baranov's native marriage to Anna, he launched a marking expedition from Kodiak to the foot of North America's highest mountain, Denali. There, the Russian claim to Alaska, defying the British, would be established by burying copper plates declaring Russian colonization. Because Anna had once traveled there with her father, she became Baranov's guide along the difficult route up the Susitna River. After the group was several miles upriver, they went on land to follow a native trail. Anna pointed and said, "Denali, that way." Baranov studied where she was pointing and said, "I don't see a trail." She looked at him indulgently and replied, "Big trail, I lead blind men." He shrugged and chuckled. She led the way, and he soon learned from her how to recognize the trail. The sky was overcast, so only the low foothills of Denali could be seen as they approached the base of the great mountain. After a harrowing encounter with a grizzly that killed a Russian, the expedition arrived in the fog at the foothills of Denali, where they made camp on the crest of one of the hills. A strong gust blew the remaining fog away, and the huge, majestic grandeur of snow-covered Denali suddenly appeared with glacial fingers in its lap. 20,320 feet high at its summit, it was a magnificent sight. The Russian artist quickly set up his easel to paint Denali, to document not only Russia's reach, but the most awesome sight he had ever seen. The day was spent burying copper plates in locations carefully plotted on a map. Let Mad King George try to deal with that. After supper, Baranov laid out blankets for a bed and climbed in. He looked at Anna sitting across the campfire. Denali was lit behind her by a sunset glow. She poked the fire with a stick, well satisfied with her achievement in guiding the expedition. He stared at her for a moment, then said, "You're amazing." She looked up and, though not sure, sensed a compliment and smiled a bit shyly. "And you're mine. Come here, Anna." Her smile disappeared, and she looked back at the fire. "I not belong to you. We are part of each other." He pondered that for a moment, nodded as she looked up again, and held up the corner of his blanket. She crawled over and slid in. As he put his arm around her, he asked, "And what part of you am I?" She looked up at him, amused, hesitated a moment, then said, "You are Toyan of my heart." "I am the chief of your heart?" With a big smile, she answered, "Yes." Hi there, I'm Roger Seiler, the author of this historical novel, Master of Alaska. And you can go on to Amazon.com and order it in either the paper or their ebook format. And after you've read it, we'd love to hear from you. So please enter your comments on Amazon, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what you have to say. Thank you.